And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on this Saturday morning. Two-year-old qualifiers continue. It's all Colts and Geldings today. 10 qualifiers scheduled to go, the first of which is lining up right now. We're on the pace to kick things off. Harbor Fury is the one. Brady Legacy drives for Dan Legacy, son of Cattle Wash. This was a $30,000 U.S. Harrisburg buy. Number 2, Odds on Bullfrog, Tyler Moore for trainer Dr. Ian Moore. This is the son of Bulldog Hanover. 3 is Major Money, another Cattle Wash, James McDonald for Nick Galucci. 4, Cooper's Hill, a better than Cheddar, J.R. Plant for Eric Nadeau. And Cooper's Hill was a $16,000 London Classic buy. 5, De Cattle Dog, Cattle Wash Colt, trained by Dave Maneri, Jody Jameson. And then it looks like we're going to move on to number 7, Speedy Dancer, a Century Pharaoh. Tony Beaton trains, Jonathan Drury will drive, and Speedy Dancer came out of the London Classic for $20,000. So here we go with the first of 10. Two-year-old pacing Colts and Geldings all lined up. Picking up speed, here they come. They're off and pacing. The Cattle Dog is scooting forward and quickly strikes the early lead. Harbor Fury away from the inside second. It'll be Major Money pushing up on the outside third. Ahead of Odds on Bullfrog. At that one's wheel is Speedy Dancer. And coming up the inside will be Cooper's Hill. So that'll put Speedy Dancer to the rear of the pack. They get lined up driving to the opening quarter. And the leader here is the Cattle Dog. Second time out. And it's the Cattle Dog to the opening panel by the quarter in 30-1. So the Cattle Dog leads it here for Jameson. Up top by 2. In second is Harbor Fury. Then racing third, that is going to be Major Money. Out from fourth, here comes Odds on Bullfrog. So Odds on Bullfrog is going to make a second quarter dash towards the front. And was a winner in his qualifying debut, so here he comes up to the lead. Meanwhile, closing a gap in fifth was Cooper's Hill, and 2 more lengths back to Speedy Dancer. Past the midway point, and on the outside, Odds on Bullfrog is looking to clear. 1 minute and 2/5 was the half-mile time. Odds on Bullfrog lands on the lead here as they drive into the far turn. The Cattle Dog is in second. Harbor Fury, 3 lengths off the lead in third. Meanwhile, Major Money just continues to wait there in fourth. Right on that one's helmet, fifth. Continues to go Cooper's Hill, and Speedy Dancer is the trailer. And now out from third, here comes Harbor Fury underway for Legacy as they're by the 3/4 marker in 1:30 even. Top of the stretch, Odds on Bullfrog. On the outside is Harbor Fury. Early leader to Cattle Dog is covered up there following on the leader on that one's helmet. Now might have room at the inside. Major Money behind horses fourth. Up the inside, Cooper's Hill is fifth. 1/8 of a mile remains. Odds on Bullfrog put down to the drive as Harbor Fury's pressing on the outside to Cattle Dog up the inside. Still Odds on Bullfrog fending away Harbor Fury. Odds on Bullfrog will win it. Harbor Fury was second. Coming up was Major Money there third. And fourth was the Cattle Dog, 1:58-4. All right, here we go with our second qualifier today. It's a field of 7 lining up. One driver change. Jonathan Drury drives the 4. Trust Me Hanover. So from the inside out, Gobi Hanover is number 1, a son of Captain Treacherous, trained by Desiree Jones. Gino Toscani drives. This was a Harrisburg buy for $27,000 US. Number 2, Lions Blue by You, Lions Somewhere Colt, trained by Randy Harris with Tyler Borth. 3, What's in the Shadows, a shadow play colt, Tyler Moore for trainer Doc Moore. This was a $60,000 London Classic buy. 4, Trust Me Hanover, it's a Better's Delight colt, trained by Tony Beaton. Jonathan Drury will drive. Trust Me Hanover came out of the Harrisburg sale for $22,000 US. 5, Sweet Lovin' Lou is a Sweet Lou colt trained by Dan Legacy. James McDonald drives. Here was a Harrisburg purchase for $70,000 US. Number 6 is West Coast Dreamin', a son of Better's Delight. Jeff Williams trains. Scott Young drives. And 7 is Don't Envy Me. Don't Envy Me is a Poppy Rob Hanover colt trained by Dave Maneri. Doug McNair drives. Came out of Harrisburg for $27,000 US. Qualifier number 2 on this Saturday morning, getting ready to go as the starting gate comes to the top of the stretch, a field of 7. And they're off and pacing. Gobi Hanover, the quickest away from that rail starting spot. It'll be What's in the Shadows getting away in second. Sweet Lovin' Lou gets in behind that one third. From the outside, Don't Envy Me Hanover is up there into fourth, ahead of Trust Me Hanover fifth. Then back to Lions Blue by You and West Coast Dreamin'. Gobi Hanover, the Captain Treacherous colt, pumped up here this morning, ready to go. Leads by 2. Sweet Lovin' Lou was able to stride out into second. 29-2 was the opening quarter. The leader is Gobi Hanover by a little more than a length and a half as Sweet Lovin' Lou rides second. 2 lengths back then to Don't Envy Me Hanover in third. Then it's a break of about 4 or 5 lengths going back to What's in the Shadows, who is racing in fourth. Fifth up the backstretch is Trust Me Hanover, who's in front of Lions Blue by You, and 2.5 lengths back to West Coast Dreamin', who rounds things out. So up front here, the top 3 have got a bit of separation. Gobi Hanover is rolling right along. The half is hitting 58-1. On to the far turn, Gobi Hanover. And Sweet Lovin' Lou is getting to ride behind that one, trying to just tag along as it's Gobi Hanover cutting it out. In second, Sweet Lovin' Lou. Third is Don't Envy Me Hanover. And then we're double-digit lengths going back to the others. And What's in the Shadows, who is fourth, tracked by Trust Me Hanover. A couple lengths to Lions Blue by You and West Coast Dreamin'. Gobi Hanover to 3/4 and hits that marker in 1:26.4. Top of the stretch. And Sweet Lovin' Lou again got to track and will now look to rocket on home. Here comes Sweet Lovin' Lou on the outside, taking the lead. Gobi Hanover back in second. Don't Envy Me Hanover in that one's qualifying debut, looking to move up into that second spot. But Sweet Lovin' Lou got a great trip here and is going to turn in a good-looking effort. Sweet Lovin' Lou through the line to win it. Finishing second was Don't Envy Me Hanover. Then third was Gobi Hanover. Fourth went to Lions Blue by You, 1:55.1. Trotters taking their spots as this is qualifier number 3. Number 1, Beach Concert, Green Manalishi colt, trained by Blake McIntosh. Tyler Borth will drive. This one came out of Lexington for $16,000 US. 2 is Touched by an Angel, an Archangel colt trained by Kyle Fellows. Doug McNair drives. A Harrisburg grad for $70,000 US. 3 is Dream for Peace, Muscle Mass colt trained by Sean Stacy. Bob McClure drives. 4 has Gotta Be Quick, son of Green Manalishi, trained by Gary Lance with Trevor Henry. 5 is Ice Pack, son of Six Pack, trained by Doug Bowens. It'll be Jody Jamison in the bike. This one came out of Harrisburg for $10,000 US. 6 is Halton Hill, Muscle Hill, trained by Bob Young with Scott Young driving. And this son of Muscle Hill, purchased at Lexington for $45,000 US. Rounding things out, number 7 is Milan Du Hurrah. This is a son of Green Manalishi, trained by Jean Tournay. The driver will be James McDonald, and Milan Du Hurrah was a $20,000 London Classic buy. Starting gate comes off the turn and into the stretch. A field of 7, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotter set to go, qualifier number 3. And they're off and trotting in a break at the inside there for Beach Concert. Meanwhile, Touched by an Angel and Halton Hill flashing speed. Another breaker. Dream for Peace went off stride after the start. Into thirds is Gotta Be Quick. Then racing fourth, that's going to be Ice Pack. Coming across is Milan Du Hurrah to get away in fifth. And then back to our breakers. Resetting is Dream for Peace. Still off stride, though. Beach Concert as we are coming to the opening quarter here. And it's Halton Hill out in front. Halton Hill by 2 lengths. Opening quarter time here is going to be 32-2. Another breaker as they're coming out of the first turn. Milan Du Hurrah went off stride. Into the backstretch and clear on the lead is the son of Muscle Hill, Halton Hill. Then in second is Touched by an Angel. Third up the backstretch is Gotta Be Quick. Followed fourth by Ice Pack. And then back to another 3 as it's Dream for Peace, who has moved ahead of Milan Du Hurrah and well back to Beach Concert. Halton Hill loose on the lead here by the midway point in 102-2. So after a 32-2 opener, they go 30 seconds even in the second split. And it's Halton Hill who leads it. This is the second outing for the son of Muscle Hill. Sat back in the first tour here today, is on the lead, and is trotting very strongly around this far turn. Second is Touched by an Angel. Then third has Gotta Be Quick. Fourth is Ice Pack. And then we're going back to Dream for Peace, Milan Du Hurrah, and Beach Concert. 3-quarter time, 131-2. 29 seconds flat in the third quarter. And into the stretch, it's Halton Hill. Halton Hill, 4 lengths in front of Touched by an Angel. Third has Gotta Be Quick. And fourth continues to be Ice Pack. At the 8th pole, Halton Hill still looking good on the lead. Touched by an Angel in the debut, making up some ground late. Halton Hill, Touched by an Angel coming up the inside. Halton Hill almost to the wire now. Touched by an Angel, a good final quarter. Halton Hill wins it in hand, wins by a length. Second was Touched by an Angel. Third then was Gotta Be Quick. And fourth was Ice Pack. 2 minutes and a fifth for Halton Hill. They're lining up now for the fourth qualifier today. Number 1, Silver Dunes, Arts Colt. Jody Jamieson drives for Kyle Fellows. 2, Could Be King. James McDonald drives the Son of Cattle Wash for Nick Gallucci. 3, Stingray Deo is a perfect Sting Colt trained by Gary Myrner with Bob McClure. Stingray Deo came out of the Lexington Select Sale for $12,000 US. Number 4 is Starbright Dancer, another Art Speak Colt. Tyler Borth for Rod Boyd. 5 is out. And number 6 is Lions Gustavo Fring, a cattle wash colt trained by Tony Beaton. Jonathan Drury drives. Here was a Harrisburg buy for $27,000 US. Scratch down to a field of 5 for qualifier number 4. Starting gate comes into the stretch. 2-year-old Pacers for the 5th qualifier, or for qualifier number 4, I should say, a field of 5. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Lions Gustavo Fring is leaving from the outside and is going out to the early lead. The gray Silver Dunes is away from the rail. Between horses is Could Be King, and on the outside is Stingray Deo. Then we're going to go back to Starbright Dancer. Lions Gustavo Fring is leading the way and is 2 lengths in front of Silver Dunes. Meanwhile, Stingray Deo ultimately gets in front of Could Be King, who will race 4th, and it's 2.5 lengths then back to Starbright Dancer. Opening quarter time was 31-1, and as they move to the backstretch, it's a 1.5 advantage up front for this cattle wash colt, Lions Gustavo Fring. Lions Gustavo Fring leads it. In second is Silver Dunes. 2 lengths then to Stingray Deo in third. 4th is Could Be King. And 3 lengths then back to Starbright Dancer. So Lions Gustavo Fring leads it here. Second time out for this Son of Cattle Wash. Tracking closely is the Art Speak Colt, Silver Dunes. Then in third is Stingray Deo. First timer Could Be King is 4th. 2 lengths to Starbright Dancer. The half was hit in 1 minute and 2/5. Pacers take their way onto the far turn. Lions Gustavo Fring cutting the mile here this time out. In second, that is Silver Dunes. And Silver Dunes, a little bumpy there for a moment, all of a sudden is 4 lengths away as Lions Gustavo Fring opens up. On the outside comes Stingray Deo, looking to get around Silver Dunes. Also following around will be Could Be King. And on the outside, Starbright Dancer, 3/4, 129-1. Good speed shown there in the third split here from Lions Gustavo Fring. And this one leads by 2. Stingray Deo now is in pursuit, trying to make up a 2-length margin. It's still Lions Gustavo Fring. Lions Gustavo Fring leading it. Stingray Deo on the outside, trying to get on up. Lions Gustavo Fring. Stingray Deo on the outside. Stingray Deo got it. Lions Gustavo Fring was second. Third then was Could Be King, followed by Silver Dunes and Starbright Dancer. 158 flat for Stingray Deo. Trotters lining up for qualifier number 5 as we're coming to the midway point of today's action. There will be a break following this qualifier. Number 1, Stardust Joe, Green Manalishi colt, trained by Scott McEnany with Trevor Henry. Stardust Joe comes out of Harrisburg for $10,000 US. Number 2, Green Energy, a Green Manalishi. Blake McIntosh trains, Jody Jamieson drives. Lexington Select grad for $42,000 US. 3 is Toss of the Dice. Tyler Borth will drive for Kyle Fellows. Archangel's Son was a $25,000 London Classic purchase. 4, Annabelle Du Hurrah, Green Manalishi colt, trained by Kyle Fellows. Bob McClure will drive. This was a London Classic grad for $47,000. 5 is Green Lollipop. Gino Toscani for Desiree Jones. Green Manalishi colt. Came out of the Harrisburg sale for $10,000 US. 6 is Wheeler Steelster. Wheelin' and Dealin' colt. Eddie Green for Keelan Green. Here was a $67,000 London Classic purchase. And on the outside, we have Blaze Runner, a run director colt. Greg McNair trains, Doug McNair drives. A field of 7 on the trot for qualifier number 5. And they're off and trotting. And a break at the start there for Green Energy. Shooting down the middle is going to be Green Lollipop out to the early advantage. Wheeler Steelster's following that path going forward. Stardust Joe holds ground at the rail. Meanwhile, Toss of the Dice will get him behind, racing fourth. On the outside is the debuting Blaze Runner. Then we go to Annabelle Du Hurrah and back to Green Energy, who made that break and catches on up. To the opening panel they go, and it's going to be Green Lollipop out in front. Opening quarter time is up in 30 and 4. 30 and 4 here for the Green Manalishi colt, Green Lollipop. Third time out, looking to rebound after a miscue in the most recent, and is clear here by 2.5, 3 lengths. Second is Wheeler Steelster. Then we got about 4 or 5 going back to Stardust Joe. Another gap, then to Toss of the Dice, who is in fourth. Meanwhile, Blaze Runner is racing in fifth in front of Annabelle Du Hurrah, and at the back is Green Energy. That's how they are lined up as they approach the half, and after a 30 and 4 opener, the midway point is hit in 1 minute and 4/5, 30 seconds flat in the second panel. A breaker coming up to the midway point was Blaze Runner. Blaze Runner went off stride. So the leader, still in control, is Green Lollipop. It's Green Lollipop by 3 or 4. Second has been Wheeler Steelster. This one also looking to rebound after a miscue. So they're 1-2, and they have been since the word go. Stardust Joe, third for the time being. Toss of the Dice comes to the outside. Then we go back to Annabelle Du Hurrah and another break for Green Energy. 3/4 time, 130 and 2, 29 and 3 in the third, and into the stretch. Out a little wide here is Green Lollipop, who's trying to get it done, trying to grit through it. Meanwhile, Stardust Joe here for Trevor Henry now splits on through, and on the outside is Toss of the Dice. So those two are going to swarm the leader. They overtake Green Lollipop. It's Stardust Joe at the inside. On the outside, Toss of the Dice. Toss of the Dice on the outside is going to get it. Second was Stardust Joe. Then it was Wheeler Steelster third. Green Lollipop was fourth. 2:01 and 1 as we went to Toss of the Dice, taking it by half a head in qualifier number 5. Five qualifiers down on this Saturday morning, and we will now take a 15 to 20 minute break before we resume with qualifiers 6 through 10. Back at it here on this Saturday morning, qualifier number 6, a field of 6 lining up. One is Lions Wyatt Earp, Better Than Cheddar Colt, Tony Beaton Trains, Jonathan Drury Drives, $27,000 London Classic grad. 2 is T.H. Ollie, Jody Jameson for Jeff Byron, Cattle Wash Sun, came out of the London Classic for $26,000. Number 3 is Hurricane Express, a son of Better's Delight, trained by Nick Gallucci. Bob McClure will drive. The 4, Barbaro, son of Better's Delight, trained by Jared Bako. James McDonald drives. Barbaro came out of the Harrisburg sale for $30,000 US. And then we will go to number 6, Barracuda Hanover, a Bulldog Hanover colt, trained by Jack Darling, Tyler Borth in the bike. Barracuda Hanover came out of the Harrisburg sale for $115,000 US. Take out number 5, Rip the Page. It's a field of 5. Today's 6 qualifiers. We start with the back half of the action. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. And they're off and pacing in qualifier number 6. And from the center, that's going to be Hurricane Express, who strikes the early lead, splits out the rivals, but Barracuda Hanover has got plenty of speed on the outside, and that one is hustling forward here for Borth, driving up to grab the lead on Hurricane Express. It's going to be T.H. Ollie getting away in 3rd. Lions Wyatt Earp is then 4th. And the last one into the turn will be Barbaro. Heading to the opening quarter, Barracuda Hanover, the son of Bulldog Hanover up front. Opening quarter time was 29-1. Outside second is Hurricane Express. Ahead of T.H. Ollie in 3rd. Then Lions Wyatt Earp is 4th. And 5th into the backstretch is Barbaro. So a loose leader here is Barracuda Hanover. Second time out. Leads it here by 2. Starting to settle things down in the second quarter as tightening up there is Hurricane Express 2nd. Then 3rd is T.H. Ollie, followed by Lions Wyatt Earp, and that one's tracked by Barbaro. Coming up to the midway point, Barracuda Hanover, though, just cruising right along. It's by the half in 58-2. So Barracuda Hanover keeping things rolling. Second is Hurricane Express, still there. 3rd, T.H. Ollie. 2 lengths back to Lions Wyatt Earp in 4th, and Barbaro is the last one in this field of 5, and letting it up, taking it up a notch now, no doubt about it, is Barracuda Hanover as this one opens up 4. Barracuda Hanover coming to 3 quarters. Hurricane Express 2nd. T.H. Ollie still there 3rd. Lions Wyatt Earp, and the last one is Barbaro. 3-quarter time was 1:27-2. So Barracuda Hanover spins for home, has a lead of 5. It's all Barracuda Hanover from Hurricane Express, who's out wide 2nd. Inside T.H. Ollie trying to move up into that 2nd spot. Barbaro's now moved around a rival into 4th, then back to Lions Wyatt Earp. 16th to go. Barracuda Hanover coming into deep stretch. They're chasing that one down, but Barracuda Hanover is home. Barracuda Hanover will win it by a length. Closing in 2nd was Hurricane Express. T.H. Ollie was 3rd. Barbaro, and then rounded out by Lions Wyatt Earp, 156-4 for Barracuda Hanover. Today's 7th qualifier is lining up. It's a field of 7. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers. One is Shadow Cove, son of Shadow Play. Dr. Ian Moore trains Tyler Moore to drive. It'll now be Jody Jameson driving the number 1 Shadow Cove, who came out of Harrisburg for $40,000 US. 2 is Spare, a betting line colt trained by Rick Zeron. J.R. Plant drives. This one from Harrisburg for $27,000 US. Number 3 is Mega Moves, a Dance and Lou colt trained by Tony Beaton. James McDonald drives out of the Lexington sale for $45,000 US. Number 4, Sir Handel Hanover, Better's Delight colt trained by Beaton. Jonathan Drury now drives this one from Harrisburg for $27,000 US. 5 is Healy Pass, Cattle Wash colt trained by Dan Legacy. Brady Legacy will drive. 6 is Lion Scooting, a Shadow Play colt trained by Randy Harris with Tyler Borth. And 7 and then rounding things out, the 7, Speak Softly to Me, a son of Sunfire Blue Chip trained by Dave Maneri, and he will also do the driving. Here we go now for today's 7th qualifier. Pacers picking up speed. Field of 7 for the 7th. And they're off and pacing. We got a few of them pushing forward, including Spare towards the inside. Shadow Cove, the rail starter, holding ground. Meanwhile, here comes Healy Pass and Speak Softly to Me, pushing on up. Just taking back into 5th will be Mega Moves. Dropping behind that one will be the stablemate Sir Handel Hanover. And the last one to the first turn is Lion Scooting. Here making it to the front is Speak Softly to Me. And Speak Softly to Me is in front. Off stride went Mega Moves as they were going into that first turn. Opening quarter time was 28-3. So into second, moves ahead Spare. Back in third is Healy Pass. 4th up the backstretch is Shadow Cove. Then in 5th is Sir Handel Hanover. 2 lengths to Lion Scooting. And back on the pace now was that first turn breaker, Mega Moves. Midway up the backstretch, and they're following Speak Softly to Me, first time out for this gelded son of Sunfire Blue Chip for trainer-driver Dave Maneri. 2nd is Spare. They were by the half in 57-3. 29 seconds flat in the second quarter. It is still Speak Softly to Me. 2nd is Spare. To the outside moves Healy Pass. Inside 4th is Shadow Cove. Then it's Sir Handel Hanover in 5th. Couple lengths back to Lion Scooting. And the trailer again is Mega Moves as they're halfway around the far turn. It still Speaks Softly to Me. On the outside, Healy Pass is trying to move up a bit closer. Meanwhile, Spare has been behind the leader. 127 for 3/4. They turn for home. Speaks Softly to Me. On the outside is Healy Pass. Room up the rail now for Spare, but kicking back in is Speaks Softly to Me, trying to put them away. Speaks Softly to Me. Spare battling for second with Healy Pass on the outside. Shadow Cove is then back in 4th. Lion Scooting is 5th. Check out Speaks Softly to Me. Nice debut from this one. Speak Softly to Me wins it by 3.5. 2nd was Spare. 3rd then was Healy Pass. And 4th was Lion Scooting. 156-1. 2-year-old trotters are lining up for the 8th qualifier. Scratch numbers 1 and 7. So we start with number 2, Yacht Club, a Trixton colt, trained by Gerard Demers with Bob McClure. Yacht Club came out London Classic for $10,000. 3 is Jet Air, son of Archangel, trained by Kyle Fellows. The driver is going to be Tyler Jones. 4 is King Trixton, a Trixton colt, trained by Katie Graham with Jay Harris. 5, Stonebridge Mac, Green Manalishi colt, trained by Scott McEnany. Trevor Henry steers. Stonebridge Mac, a $59,000 buy from the London Classic. Number 6 is First Class Mass, son of Muscle Mass, trained by Dave Maneri with James McDonald. This was a Harrisburg buy for $30,000 US. 7 is out. Number 8, Stonebridge Wings, Archangel colt, trained by Marcel Barrio. Austin Sorey drives. And Stonebridge Wings was a $115,000 yearling purchase from the London Classic. So with a couple scratches, we're brought down to a field of 6. Qualifier number 8. The trotters now picking up speed. Here they come. And they're off and trotting. It's going to be Jet Air getting the first call. Meanwhile, Stonebridge Mac moves up behind that one. Right beside his First Class Mass getting away in 3rd, and from the outside, Stonebridge Wings advances up into 4th. Ahead of 2 rivals, that's Yacht Club 2nd from the back, and off stride is King Trixton. Out in front is Jet Air. First time out for this son of Archangel, and gets to show the way. Right behind is Stonebridge Mac. And tightly on that one's helmet will be First Class Mass. 31 and 1 was the opening quarter as the trotters swing to the backstretch. Jet Air is out in front here for Tyler Jones. In 2nd is Stonebridge Mac. Then it's about 2.5 lengths going back to First Class Mass, who is 3rd. 4th up the backstretch is Stonebridge Wings. Off stride went Yacht Club. Joins that other early breaker in King Trixton. So 4 of them continue to trot along as they approach the midway point. And Jet Air continues to have them showing the way by 1.5 lengths. 101 and 3 was the midway point. 2nd throughout has been Stonebridge Mac. Meanwhile, First Class Mass tightened up there in 3rd. 4th continues to be Stonebridge Wings. And then we are back to the breakers. They are well back as we go on to the far turn. It is still Jet Air leading it. Jet Air in front. 2nd is Stonebridge Mac. First Class Mass still just following there in 3rd. Stonebridge Wings is up close there, 4th on that, near that one as they come to 3/4. And the 3/4 time is hit in 1:33 and 1. So Jet Air, we'll see what he's got left coming for home now, as Jet Air will look to finish it off strong, trying to get away on Stonebridge Mac. To the outside comes First Class Mass, looking to get into 2nd. Following behind them is Stonebridge Wings. Jet Air leads. Here comes First Class Mass on the outside. Jet Air with a 16th to go. First Class Mass is coming on in. It's Jet Air, First Class Mass. Jet Air and First Class Mass down to the wire. And it was Jet Air looking like that one held on from First Class Mass. Then we go to Stonebridge Wings, followed by Stonebridge Mac. The time, 2:03 and 3. From qualifier number 8, in the photo, it was a dead heat between number 3, Jet Air, and number 6, First Class Mass. Was a dead heat for first, 203 and 3 in the 8th. Up next, qualifier number 9, 2 to go on this Saturday morning. All right, we're getting ready now for the 9th qualifier. We're just waiting on the final one to come out. I do see number 6, illicit behavior, out there now, so we'll have the horses called in for this 9th qualifier, 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers. Here's the field. For qualifier number 9, scratch number 5, North 6. Austin Sorey will drive number 6, illicit behavior. 1 is Wicked Plan, a McWicked colt. Dustin Jones trains, Tyler Jones drives. 2 is Lou's Game, a son of Dancin' Lou, trained by Jared Bako with Doug McNair. 3, Mountain Dancer, a cattle wash colt, trained by Rod Boyd, Tyler Borth in the bike. 4, Lions Goodrow is a Better's Delight colt, trained by Tony Beaton. James McDonald drives. This was a $100,000 yearling purchase from Harrisburg. 5 is out. 6 is Illicit Behavior, a Better's Delight colt, trained by Sean Stacy. Austin Sorey will drive. Illicit Behavior came out of the Lexington Select sale for $70,000 US. And 7 is Unforgiven, a son of Better's Delight. Jeff Williams trains, Scott Young drives. So take out the 5, brings us down to a field of 6 for qualifier number 9. Starting gate into the stretch. And here they come for the ninth. And they're off and pacing. From the inside, Wicked Plan gets the first call. Mountain Dancer moves ahead into second. Lions Goodrow quickly gets to that one's back and will settle in third in front of Lose Game fourth, Illicit Behavior fifth, and Unforgiven will be the last one sixth. Out in front here is Wicked Plan by a couple of lengths. Mountain Dancer in second. Lions Goodrow is racing third. Gap of 3 lengths then going back to Lose Game, who is fourth. Right behind that one is Illicit Behavior, and then it's 2.5 more lengths going back to Unforgiven. 29-4 was the opening quarter. Pacer swing into the backstretch. A loose leader here is Wicked Plan. Second time out for this son of McWicked. And it's Wicked Plan out in front by nearly 3. Second up the backside is Mountain Dancer. A couple more lengths going back to the first-timer Lions Goodrow, who is followed by Lose Game. Another debuter and Illicit Behavior is second from the back. And then 2 lengths behind that one is Unforgiven. No change in order as they are by the half in 59-4. And it continues to be Wicked Plan. Wicked Plan looking to bounce back after a miscue in his debut. And he is cutting the mile here today. Second is Mountain Dancer. Racing in third continues to be Lions Goodrow, followed by Lose Game in fourth. 2 lengths then to Illicit Behavior, and another 2.5 going back to Unforgiven. They're approaching 3/4. Still, Wicked Plan. And Wicked Plan has a little separation on Mountain Dancer at 3/4 in 129 flat. So spinning for home after a 29 1/3 quarter. Wicked Plan is into the stretch, and we'll see if Wicked Plan can just continue to kick home strong. Second, as they're into the lane, is Mountain Dancer still. Meanwhile, on the outside, trying to advance there is Lose Game. Inside is Lions Goodrow, Illicit Behavior, and then on the outside is Unforgiven. Into deep stretch, it's Wicked Plan. Wicked Plan is going to take it. Second will be Lose Game, coming on through late to get up for third. That was Illicit Behavior with good pace. And then it was tight for fourth between Mountain Dancer and Unforgiven. The time 1:58-1. Today's final qualifier, as the horses are lining up, we're on the trot to cap things off. Number 1, 4th gear, Archangel Colt, Scott McInerney trains. Trevor Henry drives, $16,000 yearling. Coming to the Lexington Select Sale. 2 is LP Bay, a Trixton Colt, Mario Barrajon for Mark Etzel. 3, Mike Me Up, son of Muscle Mass, trained by Kyle Fellows. It's going to be Tyler Jones driving this one from Harrisburg for $17,000. Number 4, Southern Cowboy, Archangel, trained by Gerard Demers. James McDonald drives. That one from the London Classic for $15,000. 5 is Iced, a green shoe, Claude Cadeau trains. 6 is Strobe Light, Tyler Borth for Ben Bayerjon, alarm detector. $16,000 London Classic buy. 7, Ace 44 Magic, and Il Sogno Dream. George Ketros trains and drives. And 8 is Totally Iconic, a Muscle Mass. Marcel Barrio trains. Austin Sorey drives. $35,000 out of the London Classic. Here they come. Qualifier number 10. So they're off and trotting at LP Bay from the inside, pushing forward along with 4th gear. Down the center of the track comes Strobe Light. Outside speed shown here by Totally Iconic. Also following ahead will be Ace 44 Magic. In between rivals is Southern Cowboy. At the rail, 4th gear as mentioned. Second from the back will be Iced. And then we go to Mike Me Up. They get into the first turn. Bayerjon gets LP Bay out in front, and it's LP Bay leading it by 2 at an opening quarter time of 30-2. In second, that was Strobe Light. Got in as Totally Iconic, also was able to settle to the rail 3rd. Then 4th into the backstretch will be 4th gear. 5th is Southern Cowboy. A few lengths back to Ace 44 Magic, who's tracked by Iced. And then the last one continues to be Mike Me Up. They are moving up the backstretch here. The leader continues to be LP Bay, the son of Trixton by 2. In second is Strobe Light. And then 3rd, as they approach the midway point, Totally Iconic. No change in order up front. The half is hit in a time of 1 minute and 4/5. Taking them onto the far turn, it continues to be LP Bay the leader. Strobe Light in second. 3rd is Totally Iconic. Inside 4th is 4th gear. Also staying at the cones with Southern Cowboy. Advancing from the back is Iced, who's made up a couple of spots. On cover is Mike Me Up. And at the inside is Ace 44 Magic. 2-length leader up front continues to be the son of Trixton, LP Bay. Strobe Light is second. 3rd is Totally Iconic. Advancing and continuing to plug away on the outside, that is Iced, who's now up into 4th. 3/4, 131 flat. And as they spin for home, LP Bay trying to get away. It's LP Bay by 4. Second is Strobe Light. 3rd has been Totally Iconic throughout. On the outside is Iced. Inside is 4th gear. Now starting to fan off cover will be Mike Me Up. Then we go back to Southern Cowboy, and rounding things out is Ace 44 Magic. LP Bay coming into the final 16th and should be good. LP Bay will go coast to coast in qualifier number 10. Finishing in second is Strobe Light. 3rd's going to go to Totally Iconic. Up on the outside, 4th was Mike Me Up. The final time, 1:59 and 2.